In this episode, I talk about our very first boat, a 2003 Sea Ray Sundancer. How exciting it was, and a little bit scary. Welcome aboard. There's nothing like your first boat. It's scary, it's memorable, it's exciting, and it opens up so many possibilities for adventure and fun, and occasionally seasickness. So I wanted to tell the story of our very first boat. It was a 2003 280 Sundancer, and we named it Mzungu. Mzungu is a Kiswahili term from East Africa for a wanderer or a foreigner. And wanderer certainly seemed to fit that 280 Sundancer. So I spent a little bit of time in Africa for work, came back, and immediately embarked on my quest to buy a cruiser boat. I pretty much had Jacqueline's buy-in. I think she was nervous and excited at the same time, as was I. When I saw the boat, I fell in love with it. She was beautiful, nice, compact, seemed really big, with a 31-foot overall length and a 9.5-foot beam. We joke about that now compared to our Carver, but at the time, that was a really big boat, and it was kind of daunting. Twin 4.3 Mer cruisers, good hours on the engine, Raymarine chart plotter, just beautiful and responsive. One of the best parts is that the marina was in the Bay of Quinte. I bought it on, I think, September 1st of 2018. And the weather was calm and beautiful and peaceful. And it was just the perfect time to learn, because I had to learn about boating, because I'd never owned a boat before. But don't let a lack of experience get in the way of my dream. I spent a lot of time on board cleaning, and I have to admit, I was scared to take it out. Jackie and I didn't know what we were doing. Luckily, there was a retired gentleman at the marina one afternoon, came over and said, I said, I just want to take it out. Like, do you want to come with me? He goes, no, not really, but I'll handle the lines for you. So I'll help you cast off, and I'll help bring you back in. I'll be at the dock. And that gave me a huge boost of confidence. So I left the marina, and I chugged along into the Bay of Quinte, and I realized that apparently there was supposed to be some deal where I didn't take the boat out by myself. And I also realized I hadn't told Jacqueline that I was actually out in the boat. So I decided to send her a message, and I sent her this video. Hey honey, I'm on the boat. All by myself and everything. It's beautiful out here. I'll check that out. I'm still amazed that she wasn't very angry with me. She was more concerned and more worried, but I probably should have let her know earlier. So we had the boat. Season of 2018 was a great time to learn, and the conditions were perfect. The next year, we moved the boat to the Canadian Forces Base Kingston Yacht Club. The rates were incredible, but there were restrictions on length and on beam. But we moved it in July of 2019 from Crates Marine Belleville to the Base Yacht Club. That took us about 3 hours. It was the longest trip we'd ever done in the boat, and just loved it. Handled beautifully, kept it at about 3,200 RPM. The gas mileage was tremendous and averaged about 40 kilometers an hour. The Base Yacht Club had different wind conditions. There was a lot more wind coming up from the southwest, and just is a little more exposed because of Lake Ontario. But again, the community, the friends we made, the level of experience was extraordinary, and we were happy to tap into all of that, and people were happy to share their information and their experience with us as well. And we made some good friends there. I was thinking that the boat was becoming a bit too small, and Jacqueline did point out that really for the dog, it didn't give her a whole lot of room. She would sleep on the bed or hang out in the cockpit. She was feeling a little constrained too sometimes. So I took that as a license to look for another boat and a bigger one. And, as you know, we ended up with the Carver aft cabin. Of course, one of the factors was I bought the aft cabin before I sold the Sea Ray. I figured that would be no problem. I'd be able to sell it, but COVID hit. And I was a little bit nervous that I was going to have to balance 2 boat mortgages for a while. As it happened, the boat market went through the roof in the summer of 2020, and we were able to sell Mzungu very quickly to a young couple, and it was their first boat. And to me, that felt like karma a little bit. Taking our first boat and handing it off to somebody who we knew would learn from it and take care of it and hopefully love it the way we did. So we still have pictures of Mzungu on our computer, on our phones. You never, ever forget your first boat. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button and click the thumbs up to like this video. We'll see you next time. Take care.